Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we're starting another weekly vlog, and this week I have a plan, I have a challenge. I am going to be trying to read the books that are actually on my June TBR. The reason I'm doing this challenge is because last month I literally had like 8 books on my TBR, I think, and I read 2 of them, and I don't want that to be the same this month. I am determined to actually read books off my TBR. However, today's the 13th of June and I've read 1 book off my June TBR, and we're 2 weeks into the month and I have 8 on my TBR. We need to get reading. So I have 3 books that I've chosen out from my June TBR, and these are the ones that I'm going to try and read this week. So first we have A Dawn of Onyx by Kate Golden. This is a fantasy romance. It's the first book in the Sacred Stones series. I still don't know anything about this, and I haven't read the blurb, and I don't want to read the blurb. I just know that I've heard good things and I want to read it, so I want to read this book this week. Then I also have Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. I just think this is going to be a really fast read for me, especially because it's on KU Kindle Unlimited, and it's only 285 pages. That's so fast. Also, this book is so incredibly floppy. I love it. And then we also have The Eggs Talk by Rachel Lynn Solomon. I actually did read the first chapter of this book, so I'm on page 14, and it was good so far. I do feel like this one might take me slightly longer. I don't know why. It took me like 20 minutes to read the first chapter. I don't know if it's just because I was starting a new book, so it took me a bit longer, but I don't know, I just feel like this one's going to take me a while. Anyway, those are the 3 books that I want to read this week. I also do have to read a book that's not on my physical TBR, or that's not on my June TBR, I mean. I have to read The Haunting of Hill House. It is my work's book club meeting next week, and this is the book club book for the month, and I haven't read it yet. I have read the first chapter. I'm on chapter 2, which is page 35, because the chapters in this book are so long. I'm pretty sure there's only like 9 chapters in the entire book, so I do need to read that at some point this week as well. But these 3 are going to be my main focus, and I say this week, it's currently Thursday when I'm starting this video. However, I booked tomorrow off work, so I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday off to just read, and then this will go until like next Thursday, so we are going to do a full week of reading. I don't know what I'm going to start with. I really want to read A Dawn of Onyx, but I feel like a Kindle book is probably my best bet right now, just to give me a head start. So maybe Swift and Saddled would be best. I don't know, I'll see, but I will start one of these tonight and I will let you know whichever one it is. Okay, the hoodie is not making this look weird. I have no hair. I cut my hair off, and I was really scared before I did it, because obviously, well, if you don't know, my hair was literally down to my bum, so it was so long and I've wanted to cut it for a while, and I was so scared, but I cut my hair today and it's just in a little bob, and I've never been happier. I'm very happy that I did this. It was a great decision in my opinion. Anyway, the reason that I came to do an update was not just to talk about my hair, but also to give an update on Swift and Saddled. So I ended up starting this book last night, and I read to page 89 in less than an hour. It was maybe like 50 minutes. It was really good. It was really fast to get into. So this is about a girl called Ada and a guy called Wes, and Ada is like a contractor, like house building developer, whatever, and she is hired by Wes to do up the guest house that's on the ranch, and Ada is a friend of Teddy's, and Teddy like recommended her. So she's been emailing this guy called Wes all summer, like about doing this ranch, etc. And now she's made it to the ranch, and she basically gets to the bar, ends up making out with a guy at the bar, then goes to work the next day for her first day on the ranch, and it turns out the guy is Wes. That's not a spoiler, that literally happens in the first like chapter. So yeah, it's like they have immediate sexual chemistry because they were literally making out in a bar the night before, and now they're working together, so it's like forced proximity. Yeah, it's really cute so far. It's so fast to read, and I feel like I'm gonna love this one. I also love how Ada is described, especially because like now I've just cut my hair short. She's literally a tattooed girl with short black hair, and she's just a boss bitch, and she really makes me feel good about myself. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this so far. I'm honestly going to try and finish it tonight. So I have like less than 200 pages left, but my app is telling me it's going to take me like 2 hours to finish this book, so I'm going to try and finish it tonight. Also, I got my nails done too. They have a little cherry on. How cute are they? So I got new nails today and new hair, and I feel like a completely different person. Such a jump scare, I forgot that I cut my hair off. So I just finished Swift and Saddled. This book is so good. Sorry, let me take my glasses off. I felt like I look like Edna Mode from The Incredibles. This book was so good. I love this series. I remember when I read the first one, I'm pretty sure I gave it 5 stars, or maybe 4, but I'm pretty sure it was 5. But I read the first one last summer, probably last June to be fair, and I read it on my Kindle and I literally loved it so much. It was just so wholesome, and yeah, I literally loved it. And then I didn't really have like that much inkling to pick up this one when it came out. I don't know why. I guess I just sort of forgot how much I loved the first one, but I'm so happy that I picked this one up. I'm definitely giving it 5 stars. Ada is the best. She really reminds me of myself, which is why I love her, because I love myself. That was a joke. But yeah, she really is just really relatable to me. Wes is the best book boyfriend ever. Like, he is so kind and gentle and just a good man, and it's really refreshing. Also, something that I loved about this one was there was no third act breakup. There was like one chapter where things were a bit wobbly, but there wasn't like a third act breakup. There wasn't like this big argument or this big miscommunication or anything like that, which I really liked, because I hate the third act breakup so much. But yeah, I ended up reading this one in just 3 hours, so that was very good, and I can't wait for the next one to come out. It comes out in November, I'm pretty sure. But yes, this one is finished. I think I'm gonna start A Dawn of Onyx tonight, but this is my second book off my, oh, that's actually really awful. That's my second book off my TBR for June, and it's the 16th of June today. So we are really behind, but that's okay. I'm going to pick up A Dawn of Onyx tonight, and hopefully we can get back on track.
Never been to California, never been to LA, so I'll stay home and write these songs, pretend I'll make it someday.
I have finished A Dawn of Onyx and have realised that I haven't updated at all during reading this book. So I'm here to give you my thoughts and my rating. So I wrote some notes on my phone because I just knew that I was not going to remember. So a few things that I've wrote down are dragon, one horse trope, enemies to lovers, spice. However, there's only one POV. It's just Arwen's POV that we get, and I really wish that we had Kane's POV as well. I wish that it alternated. Arwen is a healer that has magical abilities, and there's forced proximity. I think I'm going to give this book 3.5 stars. It was good, but it wasn't my favourite fantasy romance I've ever read, and at some points I was slightly bored. My camera just died, so I had to take a little break, but I think I said that I'm gonna give A Dawn of Onyx 3.5 stars. It was good. It wasn't the best fantasy I've ever read, and that's fine. They're not all gonna be, you know, favourites. It was still really good though, and I would recommend this, and I do want to read the second one, which is A Promise of Peridot, but it's only out in hardback right now. So I'm going to wait for that to come out in paperback before I continue that series. I think I said at the start of the week that the three books on my radar for this week were Swift and Saddled, A Dawn of Onyx, and then also the X-Talk. I still am only 15 pages into the X-Talk. I haven't read any more, and I don't really fancy this book right now. So I think I had 8 books on my, yeah, I had eight books on my June TBR. It's currently the 23rd of June, so we only have a week left of June, and I've only read 3 books out of those 8. And I still have all these books left on my June TBR to read, so I think I'm going to carry on this vlog and just try and finish as many of these books on my TBR as possible. And I think the way I'm going to do that is by going with the biggest first. This is The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent, which is the second book in the Crowns of Nyaxia series. This is the second book in the Nightborn duet. I've read The Serpent and the Wings of Night and then the novella Six Scorched Roses. This is a fantasy romance, again, enemies to lovers, about a vampire man called Rain and a girl called Araya who is human. And basically in the first book there were like these trials, and Araya was the only human competing in a vampire world, vampire trials. By the end of it, Rain and Araya had formed some sort of alliance and were getting quite close. And so this just follows on from that. I don't want to say anything more because I don't want to spoil the first book, but I do think I'm going to pick this one up now. As I said, it is on Kindle, so it will be quite fast to read if I do read it on my Kindle as well. I think it's about 600 pages, but from what I remember of the first one, while I was reading on my Kindle, it was quite fast to get through. So yeah, we'll see how this one is. Also, these are just like the normal hardback editions, but they have like stunning artwork on the cover, which is beautiful. They have quotes on the back. I just think these books are stunning and I absolutely love them. But yeah, this is the next book I'm going to read, and we're going to try and get through as much of this as possible this week. Okay, so I'm going to give my first update for The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. So I'm on page 164, which is about 30% in. I'm enjoying this book so much more than I thought. Like, I knew I was going to like it, but to be honest, I'd sort of forgotten what happened in the first book. I think I read the first book about maybe like 8 months ago, less than a year ago, but still quite a while. So I'd kind of forgotten, like I remembered the premise of the first book, but not like actually details of what happened. And it did take me like the first few chapters to sort of get my bearings again, and I did look up a little summary of the first book just to sort of get me back into the world. But now that I'm in it, I am in it and absolutely loving it. I've started taking notes. So my first 2 notes are: this series is enemies to lovers, back to enemies again, then to allies, and then I'm assuming it's going to be back to lovers. So like, this is truly an enemies to lovers story. It's not, it doesn't just claim to be enemies to lovers and then it's really just not. And there's also like a forced proximity trope in that they, how do I do this without spoiling anything? I'll just say there's a bit of a forced proximity trope because they're living in the same place. Yeah, but it's really good so far. I love that we get dual path. This was one of my problems with The Dawn of Onyx, was that we only got the female perspective, and I love when we get the male perspective as well. It's just, it makes the story so much better. Yeah, this book is literally just like The Hunger Games if it was vampires. At least the first book is, for people who haven't read this series yet. The first book is like The Hunger Games with vampires, and then this is like the aftermath of The Hunger Games with vampires. But yeah, very good so far. I'm gonna just read as much as possible tonight. This is a huge book, but I'm already 164 pages in, so I'm quite proud of myself.
Friends are getting married, they're all settling down. So I lay here, watch the ceiling fan go round and round.
I've literally read 50% of The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King today. I think I'm on about page 290. It's really good so far. Sarah was saying that she really didn't like the second one compared to the first one. but I'm really enjoying it. It's a very, very different plot to the first book, and it does feel completely different, but I like all the characters that we're getting, and yeah, I really like the tension between Rain and Araya, because in the first book, you know, they were romantic and then something happened and now there's tension again, and I'm just really enjoying it. But it's like 10 o'clock now. I'm gonna go to sleep because I do have work in the morning, but hopefully I'll read some more of it tomorrow. Okay, ignore my hair. She's giving Lord Farquaad right now, but I just want to quickly update before I finish this book. I'm on page 471. I literally just have 100 pages left. This book it looks a lot bigger than it is, I think. Like, it's only like 570 pages, but to me that looks like it could be 800 pages. But I'm still really enjoying this. Again, I think I said before, I heard that a lot of people love the first one and then don't really like the second one as much, but I'm loving this book so much. I love that it hasn't just done, like, in most fantasy books I feel like there's a goal that they're working towards. Sorry, I hate this angle. There's a goal that they're working towards, and then there's like a war or a fight or something, and then it's over. In this one it hasn't been like that. Like, they're constantly going through more struggles, which I just like it. And we've got some new characters in here. I don't know if I said, but the characters from the novella Six Scorched Roses are in here, and I love that they're in this book. Yeah, I'm still really enjoying it. I don't have anything else to say. Again, it is the second book in the series, so I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm going to finish these last 100 pages and then give you my review. But yeah, so far very, very good. Okay, I still look like Lord Farquaad or Dora, so ignore that, but I just finished this book. I can't decide between 4.5 and 5. I don't know why. I just felt like at the end there should have been just something extra. I don't want to say what I wanted to happen because, again, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, I think I'm gonna settle on 4.5 just because it felt like it was missing a little something. But yes, this is the end of, like, Araya and Rain's duology, but I'm pretty sure they're still going to feature in the next books, but they're just not going to be about them. But yes, I'm so happy I finished this. That means I've read three books off my TBR in this video. I think Swift and Saddled, Adorn of Onyx, and this, I'm pretty sure. So that means I've read 50% of my June TBR, and there's only 2 days of June left at this point, so honestly I'm not going to carry on this video, I don't think. I think I'm just going to leave it here. I read 3 books and this one is flipping huge, so I'm proud of that. So yeah, I'm going to leave it here. We're going to move on to July. I haven't picked my July TBR yet, so I'm very excited to do that. I honestly think I might just pick 6 books because I never finish my 8-book TBRs, and it really disheartens me when I barely read any of the books on my TBRs. So I think I need to start doing maybe 5 or 6 because I just don't hit all 8. I do most of the time read 8 books in a month, but I just don't pick up the ones that are on my TBR, which is really frustrating. Anyways, that's besides the point. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.